Welcome to part 2 of lesson 14. Please put your heading on your paper, your name, number, date, first and last in cursive. Remember to put down the date that you're actually working on this, not just the date I'm writing. It may be the same, but make sure it's the date you're working on your notes. Put your number over there. Our subject is math. Okay, so lesson 14. Create a pattern with the following rule. 3 triangles, 1 circle. And we want to answer, what will the 10th term be? So our pattern, we need 3 triangles. 1, 2, 3, and 1 circle. So we want to know what the 10th term will be. Well, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I continue my pattern, 5, 6, 7, 8. Continue my pattern, triangle, 9, triangle, 10. So our 10th term will be a triangle. The 10th term will be a triangle. Generating rules from patterns is one of our mathematical practices. Now it says create a pattern that starts with 3 with the following rule. Add 5. So 3 plus 5 equals 8. 8 plus 5 equals 13. 13 plus 5 equals 18. 18 plus 5 equals 23. I could keep adding because following this rule, the pattern actually would never end. So we start with 3, 8, 13, 18, 23. But the pattern actually doesn't end. It can continue on. So I'm going to put 1, 2, 3 dots. These 3 dots are called an ellipses, and it shows that the pattern continues in the same way. Continues forever. But we don't want to take the time to try to write more. So here, next one, we're trying to figure out, identify the rule. So what is our unit that we're looking at for the pattern? So we go diamond or rhombus, rhombus, rectangle, circle, rectangle, rhombus, 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 rectangle, circle, rectangle. So it looks like this goes to here before it starts repeating, where our pattern repeats again. Rhombus, rhombus, rectangle, circle, rectangle, rhombus. So that is our unit. That's our rule. So our unit looks like rhombus, rhombus, or diamond, diamond, rectangle, circle, rectangle, rhombus. Now if we wrote that rule in words, 2 rhombi or diamonds, 1 rectangle, 1 circle, 1 rectangle, and finally 1 rhombus. So we're looking at patterns and we're looking at numbers. So here we want to identify the rule. So from here to here, it's going down. So it looks like we're subtracting because we're doing arithmetic rules here. And 25 take away 22 is 3. 22 take away 19 is 3. 19 take away 16 is 3. 16 take away 13 is 3. So it looks like our common difference is 3. Since it's our common difference, our rule, since it's going down, is subtract 3. It's going down by 3 each time, but we're going to use more academic terms. We're going to say we're going to subtract 3 for our rule. Okay, now we have 2 more patterns here. One, we're going to try to figure out from the shapes what the rule is and what we notice, and then numbers, rule, and what we notice. So here in this first shape we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. In this next shape we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In this next shape we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it looks like we have, to this original shape, 2 blocks being added onto the side here. And then from this shape, 2 blocks being added onto the side here. So I could predict that the next one will have 2 blocks added on here. So that would be 2 more. We're going to add, so our rule is add 2 blocks to the right side. Now they could be added to the left side as well. I'm just picking a side. It needs to be on one or the other. Now, what do you notice is happening to these shapes? Is it getting taller? Is it getting wider? Is it going at an angle? What is it that you notice? Well, I notice that each time we add blocks, it's getting wider and wider and wider. So the shapes becoming wider as the 2 blocks are added to the side. Okay, so now we want to figure out what's happening in this arithmetic pattern. Well, it looks like it's going up. So if it's going up, we're going to add. But what are we adding? Let's see. What plus 6 gives you 13? 6 plus 7. Is 13 plus 7 20? Yep. 20 plus 7 is 27. 27 plus 7 is 34. So it looks like our rule is add 7. And we can predict what the next one would be. It would be 41 if we add 7. Now, what do you notice about what's happening with these numbers? Looks like it's going even, odd, even, odd, even. So we could predict the next one would be odd. That's just one thing you may notice. You may notice that it's increasing each time. Just what is it something that you see in that pattern? It does not have to be the same answer that your neighbor gets. What do you notice? Okay. The terms alternate, so that means go back and forth. between, even, and odd, and they are increasing. All right, so that is looking at shape and number patterns, being able to generate them, being able to analyze them, being able to look for patterns within them. Now it's time for you to practice. Thank you for joining me.